You're good, you're good. Hello and welcome to, this isn't even an episode, this is just Kate's CARPe Diem, and you'll notice that we are dressed up, we're bounding today for Kate's CARPe Diem. Kate, the Disney Cicerone, if you're not following her on TikTok or YouTube or checking out her vlog, what are you doing? You're missing out on all the history. All the history. She's the greatest theme park historian that I've seen in the digital age. So, rocking out, fit check, fit check, fit check. She's got the stretching room. I'm wearing my Haunted Mansion Crocs. I got all this stuff from the thrift store for less than $6. But one of the rides that she has before we do the Keys to the Kingdom is going to be ride the teacups to see how many times the little dormouse pops up. So, CARPe Diem, come along. I'll show you what we have on the CARPe Diem list. And then, but the most exciting one today for sure is Keys to the Kingdom. Let's go spin. It's running, Kate's running. She's running for a cup. What cup? Oh, all right. Perennial classic. Perennial classic, I like it. There he is. Look, he's got hair. Did you notice his hair? He's like a hairy dude. Oh. All right, we're in. Ooh. This is a little easier than when JT was here. I've been in here with JT and Ellie, and it was a little bit tight packed. But let's go. What do you? One dormouse. So the intervals, this is a normal thing to do. I counted 9 seconds for the dormouse to open and close, and then it's about 10 seconds in between. That is 2. That is number 2. Dormouse watch. This is very leisurely around the tea party. They actually sold this teacup as a teacup set with the dormouse popping out of it, which is really cool. Number 3. He didn't come out again. What? All right, number 4. Number 4. I got nervous that he wasn't coming out again. Round and round we go. A jolly caucus race. Nobody has ever called a caucus race jolly except for a dodo. But I guess that makes sense. He is a dodo, so. That was number 5. And there's the brake run. 5. But that's it. Only 5. Oh, we're still moving. I'm going to call it a 6. That's a 6. He snuck one in. That was a sneaky mouse. All right, I am not dizzy at all for once coming out of here. Oh, are you okay? There's not a lot of room here. Okay, all right. Time to check in.
Yes. All right, whenever you are ready.
There's a listening device, and they give you a pen, and then you get to pick something from Pecos Bills. I got the fajita platter, and then they give you waters.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Do you want to tell us how this used to be a hotel lobby, but never made it to being a hotel lobby? I wish it was a hotel. How cool. I mean, I love that other parks in the Disney World universe or Disney universe of theme parks, you can do that and stay within a theme park.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the artist. Dorothea Redmond did concept art for this, showing it as a hotel, and that was the original idea, and so that's why there's balconies out front, that's why there was rocking chairs, I don't know if there still are out front, and that's why this looks like a lobby area, because it was going to be a hotel, and it was going to extend all the way back into where the cast members park now. It was going to extend all the way back there, but then you could enjoy coffee from your balcony.
Could you imagine? I can't. I still wish like there was an ability to stay in a park, but then they allowed you to go on like a certain area's attractions like overnight, the whole night. Yeah. I would never sleep. I would never sleep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 hours of rest. All right, I gotta put on my button. We got our listening devices. I got a Dasani water, which means I'm gonna chug it and pray I don't taste it. I was just saying to Kate how I'm like nervous excited because we got the opportunity to see a side of Disney World that most people just wish they could, but it's accessible to everybody and pretty affordable. I think for $99, plus you can use a discount, plus you get a cool pin, you get lunch, and I got the most expensive thing for lunch. That $17.99 fajita platter. I'm taking that money back. I'm so excited. I'm talking too much. All right, I gotta go. It's where you come a part of the story. Hey, we just finished our wonderful keys to the kingdom. Real quick, Kate, in 4 words, how was it?
It was amazing. It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was access, probably more than anything, is that we got the ability to go to places that were backstage, and the utilidors were probably 2 of the biggest highlights, and then Haunted Mansion servants quarters. So
yeah, and I think if you're someone who does not know a lot about the parks or is interested in history, I think it's a great tour. I think if you know a lot of history, there'll be some repeats, but we still really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it's annoying doing anything that's history related with us because we know a decent amount. But that didn't mean that we couldn't ask questions. But really, the access was imperative. And then easily, probably hands down, the most informative, bang for a buck in terms of timing, apart from backstage, was we got to ride this bad boy, the Jungle Cruise, with a ton of fun facts. So we have a lightning lane for Jungle Cruise, which we will do, but we're gonna head on to the Tiki Room for a hot second, which brings us to fun fact numero uno of the tour. We started really in Main Street, but here we are in Adventureland. So the first thing is that this is the largest freestanding outside of the castle and probably the top of Space Mountain lightning rod that there is, and definitely on the west side of the park with the Tiki Room. And then the very, very top, you can see there's a little tiny, hang on, I can't see anything. There we go, zoom mode activate. All the way at the top, there is a little tiny lightning rod, but then also all this thatched part of the roofing is all sheeted aluminum that was cut. So they didn't apparently have folks that were talented enough, except for when they made Animal Kingdom, they actually used thatched roofing for Harambe Market. But over here, it's aluminum. So
it's amazing. You would never be able to.
No, if you look at the visual cues of it, that looks like it's thatched roofing, but no, that's straight up metal. And if we actually let's get close. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Cinematic experiences. But yeah, I mean, this is the type of YouTube videos and content that you're looking for, where I just zoom in on roof. But yeah, all of that is sheeted metal. Not this stringy piece right here, but directly in the corners. All of that is metal, hence why it doesn't really move.
Well, we should show them one more thing that's over there.
We have to. Go.
So remember how we talked about the water buffalo?
Yes, the water buffalo.
So they're over here. So we gotta go this way.
Now, I have not seen the water buffalo yet. We talked about it, but we didn't actually physically see it yet.
So they're at the top.
Oh, yeah, at the top here.
So the reason that they did a whole bunch of research to try to figure out what kind of animal could look both like something that belongs in Adventureland and Frontierland, because you can see it from Frontierland.
Oh!
So from Frontierland, it's obscured enough it looks like a longhorn.
Right.
But from here, it's actually a type of water buffalo that lives in Polynesian lands. So
yeah,
that's why they're all up there. Those are the water buffalo.
It looks like he took a late night flight, because that dude's got some red eyes.
It's like me.
Yep. All right, we're gonna go on the Tiki Room, and then we're gonna come back and show you guys some more stuff, and then probably jump on the Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts of just talking about the kingdom is that these are not hydraulic animatronics, they are pneumatic. And you're like, yo, what are you talking about? What's pneumatic? Pneumatic just means with air, so that there's no fluid leakage or anything. So on most attractions, they are hydraulic, unless it's a water attraction where they don't want the hydraulic fluid to leak out. But these are all pneumatic audio animatronics.
So one of the things that's really cool about Keys to the Kingdom is you get the opportunity to ride 2 attractions. You get on Jungle Cruise and you also get on the Haunted Mansion. But the Jungle Cruise is really special because your tour guide will do all the audio. So the skipper will barely talk, and no jokes, no nothing, and basically just give you a tour with facts. So every single scene is filled with facts rather than the normal narrative that you would get in the storyline of the Jungle Cruise. So we're gonna go on the Jungle Cruise. We're gonna hopefully get in the back, and then it'll be whisper mode to tell you some of the things so that you can still hear it, but I'm not bothering guests explaining facts versus the narrative of the storyline and the skipper's jokes. So, off to Jungle Cruise. So, I don't remember, but Kate was the one that said that this was 2 stories. Now Disneyland's is 2 stories and ours is only 1 story for the queue. But you can actually see the second story, which when we load onto the boats, which is directly above us in that section, we'll be able to see. And there's a bunch more fun facts.
Yeah, it was not, they made it not 2 stories when they added the annex on the other side.
Right.
So that was when
Because they didn't need the space, and they didn't probably want guests walking upstairs and downstairs if they didn't need to. So, I mean, it makes sense. I just wish I could go up there. You know what they should host? Because up there, it's just probably stanchions. They should do dinner parties up there. Like Jungle Cruise skipper parties.
Storage.
Right.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, it's, so Disneyland's became 2 stories because they needed to make more room in the walkways. It's a notorious bottleneck in Adventureland there. So they moved, instead of having the queue be all out in the walkway, they made it so that it was 2 stories. And that's how they did that.
Coincidentally, Kate will tell you more than 2 stories the rest of the day. It's probably way more than 2 stories. Wow. Or you don't have to get any of these jokes. The high tower thing again? Yeah.
For George Hightower, Harrison Hightower, part of the members of C, which you can see here. See here.
Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Oh, look, beer.
Watch your head, watch your feet.
So, one of the facts that we heard is for Walt Disney, this gooseberry preserves is because his daughters didn't believe that he made the attractions here. So in Disneyland, that same exact barrel exists because his daughters love Snow White, so he hid that barrel so that his family would know that he actually legitimately worked on the attraction. Now the misters here are for plant life that is native to Florida that needs a lot of the extra additional water, or the plants would actually die. So there is a purpose here to keep these tropical vegetation alive. And that's a butterfly, which is the ruler of the jungle. Some say it's a whopping 1 foot. So this is just a recent reinstallment where the gorilla shoots the ground and water spills up and sprays, which is awesome that that's back. That's always been at Disneyland. So new recent installment, but the gorillas actually disappeared before they refurbed that. Now, here's the fun fact about these elephants. The elephant skin, or coating I should say, is thicker than any of the human audio animatronics, specifically because these are outdoor and they get beat up a lot more than other types of animatronics just because they're outside. And when they sometimes rip because of movement and because of the heat, they actually will replace that outer coating using melted plastic with a process known as buttering. So think like melted plastic that gets spread over the outside external vinyl of that elephant. So buttering, you're buttering your elephant up there. And trust me, I'm not lying. So all the reimagined characters, but look at those individual sections of the tree. That allows them to take the tree apart into pieces, which allows them to work on the individual audio animatronics. Those little sections of the tree, they actually can break it apart and utilize any of the mechanic works that they need to. And La Rosa was the one skipper with
the art on her back, we're actually going to see a crate up here for Marissa. The other thing is, this section up here, just like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, this water here is not supposed to be, well, it's not naturally this color. This like murky green is not like, ooh, gross water. No, it's actually purposely dyed, and they use a chalk-based dye, and they literally toss it up at the top of the waterfall, and this water is actually filled from the Reedy Creek, which does fill the rest of the waterways here at the Magic Kingdom, but they're actually churning by chocolate. I don't know any other chocolate factory that churns their chocolate by waterfall. Or in our case, there's La Rosa's trunk and her hat, but the this murky green is a chalky dye churned up by that waterfall. All right, let's wait until we get to the chimp section. So I want to point out this one chimp who looks very confused and lost, and that's because he's using a Disneyland map. So there's this guy right here in the center is holding a Disneyland map, but the chimp on the Disneyland version is holding a Magic Kingdom map. Mix that dye, mix that dye, mix that dye, mix that dye. Disney likes to recycle a lot of props or animatronics. No case is present like this one where these guys were from the Great Movie Rides Indiana Jones section. And then over here, we've talked about this on live before, some of these monkeys are from Living with the Land. And then up here when we get to the elephant pool, we've definitely talked about this on lives before. There's not one, not two, but three birdies. Wait, Birdie? Bertha's? Bertha. Oh my gosh, my brain didn't work for a second. So you're gonna see three of the exact same audio animatronic right here. So there's number one. Number two is right here. But the one that everyone loves looking at is this one right here. And then the other fun fact is these elephants over here, because this water is technically not potable, the jungle skippers do actually control the speed of the boat. So they can either move it forward, keep it stationary, or stop it. But these elephants can actually shoot water, and if the skipper doesn't time it right, the water will actually hit the boat. So in case that did actually happen, rather than use the water that's from Reedy Creek that's dyed with that chalky dye, they instead will use potable water just in case it hits guests in the mouth. It's drinkable water. So don't worry if you get the elephant snot. You'll be safe. So we have to actually double check to see if this is true, but the rumor is that this is Little Red from Kilimanjaro Safaris when they reimagined that attraction in Animal Kingdom. And then Kate pointed out this Gary bucket, which has 1071 for October 71 when the Magic Kingdom opened. So I'm super curious about the elephant. I'm not positive about that, but how cool is that? Now, y'all know I'm not a fan of snakes, but there is a venomous snake inside of this suitcase. You can barely see his fangs in there if you go around this corner. I don't know what the purpose of that is, and I can't even see on top here, so we're just going to film the top of it. But the one thing I noticed, which is really, really fun, is all these missing persons names. But I like See 'Em Yet, Albert Not, and Betty Don't. And then there's also I Leaned Over and Ann Fell In. So, I don't know, I love those. Or BN Eaton.
This fragile hand with care. Who's kidding?
It's probably already broken. Giant poisonous spiders. If seal is broken, run. Quicksand, rush. And then I
we did notice the blow darts over here sticking out. But this has nothing to do with Keys to the Kingdom. This is just stuff that we do when we take our time and stare. Kate's talking. She's saying things. All right, go.
So this is where they used to have, I believe it's called Shrunken Ned's boats. I have to look up the exact name, but so they used to have little motorboats that you would drive around here, and they would float around in here.
Yeah, do you remember like when you were a kid and you would go to amusement parks and they would have those like motorized, electronically remote controlled ones? As a kid, that's exactly what they had here, which dude, I like that. I know that's like a little hokey nowadays, but I don't know. They still have it at Busch Gardens. They also have monster trucks at Busch Gardens, which is fun. And then I didn't show you guys this, the feeding hole. Keep fingers away for the live baby piranha packed in 100% pure Amazon river water.
It's called Shrunken Ned's Junior Jungle Boats.
Shrunken Neds, get it? Shrunken head Neds.
Yeah, and we'll see one of the boats that are still in the park later tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So pirates, if we look over here at the Torre del Cielo, the clock tower that's over here, you'll notice there's 4 sides to it. However, 1, 2, 3 sides have a clock face, but I mean, what guests go all the way back here? This is still, we're not backstage, but we did walk through this gate, which was just called the Pirate Gate. Pirates Gate. And then there was like this crazy button, like a push button to actually get into here. So I'm pretty sure this is an RFID scanner, this little post that allows them access through that door. And then what was it called? Shangri-La was the break room. Shangri-La was like a break room. That was a trailer. Yeah, right beyond that. But there's our clock face with literally nothing on it. So nothing on that clock. Which is kind of weird because you can see it. It's not like that. We're not that far removed to not be able to see it.
Yeah.
You good? And then right up here, this isn't Keys to the Kingdom, but there's just a fun hidden Mickey over here. I always like this one. Took me a while to find it too, but there you go. I should probably look up more often because here at Tortuga Tavern, if you go all the way over here to the left, you'll see all of these cannon holes up at the top right of this doorway, which means that there was some sort of battle where they were shooting at this building, and then over here, clearly some sort of fight broke out with all of these tables and chairs, and it was beat up. Some sort of pirate fight went down. I don't know who, what, where, when, or why, but there's also like an interesting pirate flag. You see that one with, it's like an all red skeleton?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about.
Kind of means something.
Yeah, well I feel like every flag has some sort of a different purpose, you know? So there's also a bell up there. I wonder what the bell is for. But it looks like it actually has a movement piece. Like it could actually ring. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's all about either.
I wonder if they interpreted it with like a show or something, you know?
Maybe.
Like pirate shows.
Things that existed but don't exist anymore. Totally. And then food. They took over this little section of Pecos to the right-hand side, and you could get almost everything on the menu. The only thing they didn't have was that Big Al burger, but they had a fajita platter, which is like $17.99. So that's a deal. But over here, these are brand new. Over here at Golden Oak Outpost are these Pecos Pico tenders, loaded chicken strips with sour cream, cheddar, and pico. So that replaced, I think it was it's a fish sandwich. I forget what the name of it was. Something slew. But we're going on Splash Mountain, which I feel like there's plenty of things that we can talk about, especially of what's behind Splash Mountain, because we went this way to go backstage as well. Yeah, everyone could use a good splash. If only there was a mountain for that. So one of the things that we saw was what do they call it? The AAC? Automated vacuum, ABC? There was like, it's an automated vacuum. It's basically the underground cleaning system that sucks everything up. It's literally right behind Splash Mountain. So we're gonna do our best to see what we can the backstage areas, but no telling what we're gonna see.
It's okay, Abby.
So yeah, like right over here is where the automated vacuum is. It's like right on that side. And then it's so crazy because when you look at the backside of Splash Mountain, they're literally, the show building is just square and mauve colored.
There's some moonshine.
And you can see a little bit of the backstage section right over there. And the fun fact that Kate knows is that the moonshine still overflowed, which is what gives us Splash Mountain the flooded splash of Chickapin Hill. And look, there's your water buffalo, looking very frontier-like.
Yeah, they like longhorns.
All right, let's hear your best Brer Rabbit scream when we go down this. Do you have a good one?
Not a great one. I remember the last
All right, this is where we're really gonna get drenched, so get ready for it. It's also, this is the part that that hurts really bad, is this little drop part. Ow! And here we go. Ah! Yeah. Oh, it's full today. Look at that wave going into that log. Woo! Pretty good, short as you're born.
Hey, get ready to sing, everybody.
Yep, we're going into the tree. Allergic to bee stings, he's got hives everywhere.
Well, man, you know been sticking your nose in the wrong laughing place this time.
I love the wave out of this is pretty impressive too. I mean, it bashes everything. When it's really full, like that thing gets shattered. Well, Kate, not very wet today.
Woo!
It's a pretty reasonable amount of water, I think. Like the perfect amount of water. Not wet.
It's so wet.
Oh boy, here we go.
My camera doesn't have any water.
Boy, are we in luck.
Wow.
Well, I'm dizzy in my laughing place. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, the bromine is in my eyes.
Oh, there's a wasp nest up there.
So when you exit Splash, you'll see these benches in the bathrooms, but over here, this is actually the door and corridor that we went through. So this opens up into the backstage area, which brought us to the shed room, which was a giant area for warehousing parade floats, which we saw the Maleficent dragon. We also were able to access backstage areas for Splash, which showed us that giant vacuum system for the trash, which is real. It's 35 miles per hour. It sucks up all that trash. Then we also saw what was the name of the bombardment? What do they call that? The
Bombardment Bay?
Bombardment Bay Lagoon?
Yeah.
Which is the back of the show building piece where the Wicked Wench and they're starting to fire upon the Castillo de Moro of Pirates of the Caribbean. We saw that. And then lots of areas where cast members who are in parades and shows get ready. Those types of areas and their costuming. They actually take buses from off property and then come over here and get dropped off right there if they're getting ready on parades. And we found out that there's two different types. I've always not known, like we know that there's face characters, right? Your princesses, your princes, those kind of guys. But the any of the costumed characters, I never heard this term before, a fur character. So face characters and fur characters. So I thought that was cool because I had never heard that phrasing before. So, yep. And then we came back in over by that Pirates Gate over by Pirates of the Caribbean. It was really cool. So that's one of the backstage areas that you get to see with Keys of the Kingdom. Hearing pirates and the bombardment going off through the show building was really, really neat. There's a train off in the distance, Kate. Can you see the train? Or how about the cans all the way to the right? Or the livery stable? Oh, stable's open. The jail. Oh, you went right for the jail. All right, ready? The cans on the fence to the right. All the way to the right. Well, I know that's not Kate firing willy-nilly. Oh, there's one. 1, 2. Ah!
What's far away? That one's
Yeah, I get it. That is far. Whoa, the boulder. That was one of our boulder attractions. Nicely done. So, Kate just told us that this was a real shooting. This one was, or the one in Disneyland?
the one in Disneyland. It was originally, and they had little pellets they would shoot at it, but it made little chips in the paint. So every night they repaint all of the sets. So eventually they replaced it with a system where they didn't have to repaint it.
Right. I'm super curious with, like, was it the, you know those red symbols that would spin? Like, do you think it was those red targets in the center that would spin, or do you think they actually interactively moved? Like, because you know how, like, some of those blinking style things had that? Do you know what I mean?
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm curious. Snake. All right. The what?
Crossing over the Mississippi. That's what this represents.
This is what this little river represents.
The mighty Mississippi.
The mighty, yeah. The small yet mighty.
Because as you move from east to west, you cross over the Mississippi.
So this is our Mississippi River?
This is it. It's a little bridge. Crosses over it.
I always thought that this was like the Delta too, this section, because it kind of like balloons out. And originally, so our tour guide said that this is the old excrement, which I've heard, but I also heard that when this opened up, this was cobblestone, and like strollers and everything would literally bash into it. So they were like, well, this is dumb, because, you know, cobblestone or Belgian block are not exactly conducive to giant crowds and people wheeling kids. So that's the reason why this is cement. Different color is probably river, but.
Well, so this was a strip of cobblestone to represent.
Right. But like it wasn't conducive to crowds.
The reason that they took it out was because the floats got progressively heavier. And because the floats were so heavy, they were actually like breaking the ground up and making it dangerous for people.
Oh man.
So that's why they replaced it with this like smooth thing that can handle the really heavy floats that they have now. So, and it didn't originally have anything to do with a river of poo, which some people say
yeah.
But they did, when they reinstalled this, they did make it the color to kind of allude to sanitation practices, but nobody ever threw...
No, that wasn't the idea. Yeah, that wasn't the idea.
And it wouldn't be good show either, because who would want to walk through that?
Ew, or feet.
So, it's kind of, I did a whole TikTok on it.
Look, so you're... I didn't see this one, but could this be carrier pigeons as well? See this little box? This little bird box up here?
Crates and carrier pigeons, that's what our day's all about.
Crates and carrier pigeons. I mean, it's just a speaker, but behind it, I feel like that's supposed to be a carrier pigeon box.
That's definitely...
Pigeon action. It looks like if you had an attic, that would bring in like messages right into your house. Because it's not like birds don't need to use the front door. Yeah, there's our lanterns. One if by land and two if by sea. And then our firefighter insurance. Oh, with more carrier pigeons. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it certainly seems like it's a little too convenient. Like they're everywhere.
This is actually, they said the fire engine comes out of here.
Yeah.
That's why they put it there. But if you're in New Orleans Square at Disneyland, you'll see a whole bunch of fire marks up above the buildings, and that's because that proved that you had fire insurance. And they just kind of made up their own Disneyland versions. This one's in a fireman's carry out of respect for the firemen.
I wonder if there are any of those emblazoned somewhere on the buildings, but we'll look. Yeah. We'll look. For the Cheshire Cat. I'm not going to be able to get it on this screen, but I'm going to attempt on this other one. We want to go all the way on the right-hand side, all right? Here we go. Is it just me, Kate, or are you filming that barrel? What was that about? Do you like that transition?
You want me to talk about it? You can talk about it. Go for it.
No. I'll film it. Just tell me what am I looking at.
Oh, well, this would be the fire chief. They changed this name whenever they changed the fire chief of the Reedy Creek district. And so Lost Boys obviously refers to Peter Pan, but underneath it, it actually is just a clever way to disguise a fire hydrant.
Fire hydrant right here, just in case.
It does honor the fire chief.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Big L's got them moves. Horse collar. Did you hear that dude just scream, Big Al? He's a big fan.
He's a big Al fan.
Right. Country conga line. Look at them stilettos. So here in this section of the Wicked Wench, in that corner right there, and this corner over here, this is the show building we were behind backstage. And you could hear, as they called it, Bombardment Bay Lagoon. Bombardment Bay Lagoon. I just got soaked. Did you get soaked by that cannon? And you were saying Wayne Gibson literally just did some dude at a restaurant?
Guys, can you keep it down a bit?
Tell him, Carlos, don't be cheating. Stop
according to our tour guide, the hair on this pirate's leg is actually real human hair. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but that's supposedly the deal. It's real human hair on the dirty pirate's foot. Also, I love how his rum barrel and his mug are also on fire. Piggy, 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 piggy. But she was saying that a lot of the hair, like even the beard on this guy would be real human hair, which is crazy if that's true. And I don't know, then that would make all the hair on these wigs real too? I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I have to do more research, but that's according to Keys of the Kingdom. This is all real human hair. So Kate was blessed by the mouse a little bit and got this gold coin, which just has a dollar symbol, and then on the back another dollar symbol. I thought it was going to be like a little piratey. Yeah. It's really cool though. Still, that she threw that at you.
Yeah, she threw it and it landed in my lap, and I couldn't.
It's a good throw.
Where it came from.
Yeah, it's a good throw.
What?
Good throw.
She was giggling. You're gonna notice.
Yeah, and then we were talking about Victorian era and their obsession with all things Egypt for elegance, but we noticed over here a little Egyptomania, maybe, perhaps. I think so. It's got a cobra. It's black. Like this, I mean, this is right up that era. Oh, and it also has the winged sun, which was that symbol that we talked about on our distillery, where it was about loyalty and authority. Very cool. Yeah, so here we are at Skipper Canteen for our late, early lunch dinner thing, and we ended up getting the braised pork, which looks fantastic, and then we also got the Brazilian cheese bread, and we got the sustainable fish, and then we're also going to get the kungaloosh, which is a perfectly reasonable amount of food.
Not a lot at all.
All right, so we munched a bunch of things. Thank you so much, Jen, for those that ice cream. But these things are phenomenal.
It's great.
Like ridiculous. So good. There's lots of umami, and then there's almost with that braised pork. There's almost like a slight acidity to it, but then just this delicious crema too on the side, and then that pesto and some sort of I don't know if that's queso fresco, but really, really good. And then here's the Brazilian cheese bread that I shouldn't have ordered, but I ordered because it's awesome. And that sauce is awesome. Oh, shocker of the day. This fish is completely different than the fish that I've gotten in the past. So it's over like a lemongrassy broth, and I don't know what even the fish is, but it definitely has a crust on it again. I hope it's anything like the previous fish, because that was fantastic, but this is way different, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks a little dry, but maybe that's why it goes over broth. I'm not sure what even the fish type is. Interesting.
So we've got a whole bunch of black bass, which is really good.
Yeah, so we found out this is actually striped bass, so it is a whitefish again. And then the lotus roots, which, I don't know, it's very lemongrassy and very brothy, and then this gigantic honkin' thing underneath the submersible is a giant piece of bok choy, which is good. This is way more food than the previous one, but I still think my preference, like if I was gonna put this one up against it, it's no comparison. The other one was better, so I would give this a 2.4. It's nowhere near the other sustainable fish, which was like way up here as like one of my favorite dishes in general. Like, I totally forgot that the menu even changed here. I don't know what else I would have gotten though. Like, hearty char pork is like, there's so much and it's so fatty. I almost feel like you gotta go like veranda rice or something lighter, just like, or even like falafels is good. Okay, well maybe I'll have to get the chicken next time. To you, this might look like just a sunglass souvenir stand, but it's so much more than that, isn't it, Kate?
So this one refers to Buana. This is Call Me Buana, which is a movie that Bob Hope was in the 1960s. He was a huge fan of Walt Disney, and so they honored him by naming this after him. But it was originally a place where you could buy the ticket books when they had tickets. So,
Yeah.
So it's a nod to Bob Hope, and it's also
An OG ticket spot. Was it always called Buana Bob's, even when it was a ticket spot?
I don't know. I have to look at it.
Yeah, interesting.
It's possible. Well, now it's a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hide the cat.
So, Kate's taking videos of the aging man. But what I want to show you over here is if you look at this exit sign, so this is actually the servants' quarters. So when we got to see the bells for the servants, which went to each of the individual rooms, as well as the keys to the individual rooms, they're stored in that hallway space. So, and I always thought that they entered into a stretching room, but no, it enters into that foyer. And now here we are.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion. I am your host, your ghost host. Our tour begins here in this gallery. Here where you see...
Exitensio reminds me of any time I'm stuck in the Peter Pan standby line. Let me out of here! Let me out! There's our Hatbox Ghost and all the screaming ghoul faces. And then there is Hatchet Man, aka our ghost host. Squishy doors. Ellie told us that all those doors that push out are very, very soft and pliable.
Goblins and ghoulies from last Halloween, awaken the spirits with your tambourine. Toads in a pond. Let there be music from regions beyond.
And then there's our
And witches, wherever you
ectoplasm,
are.
which we said we think it's broken because it's not going everywhere. It's sporadic. It's only going like this, like one horseshoe crescent, which is a little strange. Birthday girl, and then Bacchus and passed out, and the king, and Shorty, and Ghost of Caesar. So for Keys to the Kingdom, the way that we entered into the foyer with the aging man was through this door right here. So we actually had to come up the exit and then enter in to this door, which takes you right to the servant quarters. So inside this door is where those servant quarter bells and keys, and there's also like an interesting clock. We weren't allowed to film in there, and guests are allowed to film if they're invited in, but it's a very specific invitation only. Oh, so I'm sorry. But yeah, those bells are so cool, and the keys that are inside. It was like easily one of the coolest highlights of the tour was doing that. So.
Well, the bells all have names or has ears on them with names.
How many again? It's like selfie in our Haunted Mansion garb. Haunted Mansion, in front of the Haunted Mansion. Kate's taking pictures of probably a brick. There it is. Whee! Where'd she go? Hang on, literally. This is what happens. You leave Kate alone for 1 second and she's taking the picture of a top of a fence or a bush or an estuary or a lamppost or a sconce. What are we filming? The lights?
I only had one video of the outside of the mansion.
Oh, just like an interior or an exterior shot.
I just need like more options. I would like to look at the lights, but I don't think they'd be easy to spot right now.
No, and we don't have a good vantage point because you can see the light up in that one, but you really need to be able to see them rotating. We need to be further back, like towards Columbia Harbor House, like Memora Mency. We can get a good video. Or actually, you know where? We might actually get a good one from the Liberty Bells loading platform.
Oh yeah.
You know? Although that might be closed because I think the last one's at 7, but still. I don't know. What do I know about anything? Ooh, the moon. The moon flies high in a dead earth. Sorry. Ooh, yeah.
So I watched this hotel. I had never gotten to ride on it, so I watched this version. I'm like, it was criminal that they removed that with the 2 different sides you could go down.
Yeah, it was so with my mom, I would ride Mr. Toad's like crazy, and I loved going on both sides. That was like growing up, that was one of my absolute favorite attractions. Not forgotten though, J. Thaddeus. Merrily, 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 merrily. To nowhere in particular. Oh yeah. Okay, can you fill us in? What are all the things? Because there's so many things. I need you to repeat your list. What do we have to do on this attraction?
Okay. What up?
Because there's a lot.
We were supposed to see Rosita's cage, which I don't think we will because we're not going through the regular queue. So I will scratch that. But
We know what? We might be able to see it going down the ramps if we look up and to the right.
Okay. We need to find Billy the goat.
Find Billy the goat, which we think is on the top of a rooftop in the town of Tumbleweed.
And we need to wave hi to Barnabas T. Bullion.
Okay, well that's easy. He's in the queue.
And then take a secret train photo at the exit near the geysers.
Secret train.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Oh my gosh.
It's a perfect time of day for it. So.
Splash Mountain.
I definitely want to look at the geysers too, because it's part of the original backstory for this particular Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That this one, everything starts shaking and whatnot because the geysers are erupting. Whereas the Disneyland one was an earthquake in its original backstory, and so the rocks would like shake but didn't have any geysers. Now it's like
Which part which part is where the rocks shake?
the very last lift hill when you go.
Oh, because it does creak. It creaks like that.
Yeah, but now they've changed it to like a dynamite story.
Well, we don't have the dynamite story here, so we can still say it's geysers going off. We have no dynamite. We're not plussed.
Oh my gosh, I forgot you.
We're not plussed. We're geyser people. We're geyser folks. All right, okay. It's like another reason why we stink. I get it. Disneyland's better. I hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's the geysers going off makes everything shake and like cave in and whatnot. You guys did get a lot of stuff here too, though.
Don't make us feel better.
You got a lot of dynamite here too, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is an explosive conversation. We're waving to Barnabas. Hi, Barnabas. AKA Tony Baxter. And Rosita's, I feel like Birdcage is up there somewhere. I don't know. I don't think I've ever found it. Quick! There he is! Woo! The goat! Woo! And then Davy Jones' mine we just went through. It's pretty cool with the moon out. That's awesome. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Stare at the rim. I'm so disoriented. Whee! Whoa! The geysers are going off. That's why the track is shaking left and right here. I guess you can hear that rumbling of the geyser in the background, maybe. Jurassic Park! Na, 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 na. Oh yeah, there is a geyser back there. Hey Mickey!
No big hills or anything.
Alright, where's the secret train lady?
You gotta get off the train.
Oh, we gotta get off. Gotta get off to find it.
I broke my
Ooh. That always gets me every time.
I got some air on stuff.
Oh yeah, I did. The further you go back, the more air you get. I love that this exists. Telegraph office Morse code. Not Morse code, but Morse code.
Partners, for your safety,
And the IB Hardy.
keep the legs inside the train and be sure to watch your kids. If any of you folks are wearing hats or glasses, best because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Woo! It sure is.
You just gotta wait for a train to come.
Kate, you look like you're stuck in a wedge. What are you doing?
I'm taking a picture. The train looks like it's coming right towards you.
Oh.
Really cool photo.
Oh, okay. Here it comes. We'll have to get it on the next run. Okay, so I'm supposed to stand into this little hole,
Yeah.
and this is.
If you get it just right, I got a little bit too many rocks on mine, but if you get it just as it comes.
Okay. Rock talk. Hang on, I'm gonna wait for one to come by. Okay. All right. Let's head on over to Small World. And then we'll try to desperately scoop a space while we do stuff in Tomorrowland. Because we've really been over an adventure in Frontier almost this entire time. You know?
It's funny to
Good old hippo, but I swear these LED lights are infinitely brighter. Hyena, and then our hidden Mickey up here. Or they're wilted. All the hidden Mickeys are wilted. They're up there on those flowers. Oh, there's one. That's not too bad. Right by the giraffe's head. If you look right above this giraffe's head, he's knocking into it every like 2 seconds, but hidden Mickey right there. All these other ones are all Must be that humidity, JK. So one of the fun things that they do to keep ours safe from the fireworks and particularly the show buildings, we are 2 minutes away from the fireworks starting, and they are hosing down the top of Peter Pan's flight. And you'll notice there's water over here as well because they flood behind the castle as well, but a bunch of the buildings are having water sprayed on the top of them, which is kind of fun. I've never seen it so obvious though, jamming out of there. All right, PeopleMover. Ride the PeopleMover. If you didn't ride the PeopleMover when the fireworks are going off,
intergalactic travel.
my opinion is no.
PeopleMover, presented by Enterprise. I'm 4 out of 5. Absolute best way to see Tomorrowland.
I agree. This is the best way to see Tomorrowland. And the castle.
There's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
For your safety, if you have wings, jetpacks, or gravity polarizers, please
I know.
do not take flight
You have to get used to the new audio, which I know is tough. But well, yeah. The problem is this dude's not gonna stop telling you where we are.
Next station is Tomorrowland Urban.
Don't be so upset. It's okay. 3, 2, 1, Castle View.
Rolling through the future. Right by two of my favorite spots.
See projections. Whee!
Tomorrow. Did you know Progress City is Spider Epcot?
Oh look, Progress City. Man, that's a really cool tiki room. Oh man, that carnival looks really fun. I never noticed how big that center building is. Kate, do you have a favorite building?
I like the church.
Oh, she really likes the church. That's a really, really good choice. Fantastic point of view, get it? Because like we're looking at the fireworks.
I love a good circuit. And
Who
these are
doesn't
two
like
of
a
the
good
best
circuit?
tracks of the cosmos for a bit of light, speedy competition.
Oh, I get it. Light speed, you know, because that's also a new into regular light speed. Dude, I have this great photo of you framed with fireworks in your ears.
Attention all visitors from Galaxy M31. Please keep forward-facing tentacles clear of oncoming vehicles. Thank you.
Yeah, keep your tentacles in the PeopleMover. This not only moves people, it moves aliens. Bum, 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 bum. Tron is never done. Into the unknown.
Thank you.
So, I always love this part. This is probably one of the better parts of the projection show because you get to see the hearts of Tafiti getting used by Moana and defeating Hades. So, all right, which one? Isn't it that one? That was the another ticketing booth was over there to the right. Was a ticketing booth, which is pretty cool.
Board and launch high above Tomorrowland for a spin amongst
Astro Orbiter. I mean, this is a good view if the fireworks are actually going off right now, but we're trying to time Tinkerbell, which will be really, really challenging to do. And you'll also notice I'm talking a lot, and a big part of that is I'm hoping that YouTube doesn't hit this for a copyright. So if I jam up the tunes.
So like progress itself, this theater never stops, inspiring new generations to dream of a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
The music. You can't hear the music. Yes! We did it! Woo! Fly! Get it, girl! Woo! Yes! We did it! Dude, that was the perfect timing. Yes! You couldn't have gone any better. It could not have gone any better than that. Dude, yes! Core memory! Woo! I've been dying to do that forever. That is so sick. Woo! That was awesome. if you believe. Oh my gosh. It's possible tomorrow. Oh man. Space station up there? The X-1 rocket. Alright, time to just listen to me go, a bunch. Oh. Ow. Alright, I'm putting away my regular camera. Ow! So we got like a quasi lights on thing. The PeopleMover lights were going on, which was interesting. So we kind of got to see a little bit of the track, surprisingly. Welcome to the no-line Astro Orbiter. It's not as high, but at least it gets the job done. We're soaring. Whee! This was a part of our day, so I have to soar. Are you soaring? Oh, it's whee! All right. I feel that we've done more than fly. We've soared. Oh my gosh. Where are those storks going? And that is all she wrote. This is a very short ride. Not the shortest ride. I'm pretty sure like Barnstormer is the shortest ride they have here at Magic Kingdom. And then use. There's Timothy's definitely from somewhere in the Northeast. I love this water too. It's so pretty. All right, we're off to Winnie the Pooh. Oh, there he is.
He'll never reach that.
Oh, he will, Eeyore. So we're just kind of like adding a bunch of rides towards the end of the night, but the goal is to finish off by creeping the Haunted Mansion. Creeping the Haunted Mansion for the last one. So we're gonna creep along to get all the Haunted Mansion. So we're gonna go. We have to still pull sword from the stone and then creep the Haunted Mansion. We get the Pepper's Ghost and then we'll cut this off.
Follow me! Right this way! I almost bounced right out of the ride! Perchance I have a look at the noodles. They feel honey.
Have a love the Pepper's Ghost. This is very Haunted Mansion in here. I do, look. I'm a professional, Kate. I know you don't believe it, but... There's a lot of focus here. This is just like Sword in the Stone. Put your back into it, lad! Well, she tried. She tried.
It's alright, I didn't need to roll over any payments anyway.
Right, okay. Well, it's my turn. I've never actually attempted this beast.
You've never pulled the sword from the stone?
No, I've never pulled the sword from the stone. Well, who has pulled the sword from the stone? Here, can you take this and I'll take that? Just hold this one. Just watch out for that fuel rod.
Working on it. Cool.
Alright, cool. Alright, I've never done this. Let's try it. Not saying I'm going to be successful, but... Oh, you got to step up? Like, it's like a lot of pressure. Hang on. I can't like get this. Here, I'm gonna do it like this. Let's see if it actually moves up. Ready? Oh my gosh, it's really heavy.
Made it move.
No, it's like it wiggled. Nothing. Nothing. That is clearly not a feat of strength. Sad day, but very pretty. Look behind you. All right, it's time to creep the mansion. This is not to be confused with a barn owl. This is actually a barred owl. So this has now become an owl TikTok. There he goes, off to do what owls do. So he lives on Tom Sawyer Island, but he came flying off of Memento Mori right at Kate's head.
It's like Animal Kingdom over here. We got cockroaches, we got owls.
The cockroach. Yeah, you guys missed it for the vlog, but the yeah, there was straight up a roach in Winnie the Pooh. All right, so like, tell me I'm wrong, and these lights just all stay on, and they don't really.
These ones look like they're all staying.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they rotate anymore. They look like they stay on. I mean, the ones they flicker. I'll give you they flicker. The only thing that moves really to me is the is here. If we go up to the front, if you look at the solarium, those lights do shift. So it looks like somebody's moving in the solarium, but that's about it. Or greenhouse or whatever this is. So look, like this would be the only spot that would have the lighting. It definitely happens, because I saw people passing by earlier. So look directly in the dead center. The dead center of the frame. No. All seriousness, I did see it. Just gotta wait.
You think it gets brighter?
No, it does. Like in the front where that greenhouse or conservatory or solarium is, in that glass circular room, there is a light that goes from left to right all the way across, like somebody is walking around. Not kidding. Waiting for it. I mean, I just saw it like a second ago. Well, a minute ago. Too afraid to like turn this off and miss it.
You know, the second you do.
Right? Waiting, waiting. All right, I'm gonna commit to turning this off and coming back on.
Dang it.
There it is, there's the movement. There she goes. It exists.
What?
It's real.
What?
But that's like a good solid, what? 4 to 5 minutes sequence in between. But it exists, it's a thing.
Wild.
It's a thing, it's a
I only
while.
got like half of it, but I got it.
I can't go in on the right with this, right?
There goes the, putting the tap style covers on. It's officially 10:59. I know. We're waiting. Creep, 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 creep. Haunted mansion. Whew. Sorry. Let's go.
You scared yourself?
No. So close yet so far away.
We walk into the thing. We let people buy us.
You guys both exactly at 11.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, just in case. Let's get through the gates.
Like through the gate.
We did it! Whee! Creep mode activate. Thank you. Last one's on the mansion. We did it. Last ones. Last ones. Take your time, because we want to be like a stretching room alone, right?
Well, they might not let you. They might let
They might like stage the last one. Okay.
I mean, I'm not running, but
Right.
I also recognize they need to get home, you know, so.
Yeah, this is somebody's job, Kate.
You're right. You are
Some
correct.
people care about other people.
Some people, right. That's true. That's true. When you're right, you're right. The Dread family murder mystery. Who killed Uncle Jacob? Who was it? So much mystery. We are going to stretch the room all to ourselves.
The wolf howling?
Boys, please give me the answer to my moment.
All right. You gotta wait for us.
When hinges creak in doorless chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls, whenever candlelights flicker, where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing.
And let's not forget all these little hidden Mickeys when you're on this frame. Give them. Oh, it's. Okay. No, it's I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you get to see an aging man right in front of your face?
Based off of the book picture of Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it's Master Gracie, but it is in fact not. You can tell by the sleeve. That's the easiest way to watch him wither away in my
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion.
Thank you.
I am your host, your ghost host. Our tour begins here in this gallery. Here where you see paintings of some of our guests as they appeared in their corruptible, mortal state. Kindly step all the way in, please, and make room for everyone. There's no turning back now.
This is normally the part where I talk about making space for everyone, but clearly that's not
It drinks an aura of foreboding, almost as though you sense a disquieting metamorphosis. Is this haunted room actually stretching?
It is.
Or is it your imagination? And consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors.
So crazy, we're legit the only people.
Which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Of course, there's always my way.
Dude, you look creepy with like your light on your face.
Prematurely.
someone told you
The
you were the
real
last riders of the
chills
night.
come later.
You had a plan.
No.
Yes, we were planning. Can we? Do you mind if we listen to the gargoyles for a hot second while they gurgle away?
Let's
Okay.
all stay together, please.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Everybody's always like sneezing, coughing. You can't hear anything.
There's always a man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well. Yep. Thank you so much.
Watch your step, please. Watch your step. Moving forward.
This is where you could use Flash if you wanted to.
You could use Flash if you wanted to.
What are we doing for this photo? We didn't talk about it.
I don't know, we did a scary one, so...
Sleeping one?
Sleeping one. It's fair.
It's the end of the night. Makes sense.
We're very tired. Playing the tunes for us on this little piano. Any volunteers? To be honest. Whistling.
That was the thing.
When the ghost was supposed to be whooshing at you?
Yeah.
That was the whoosh ghost? That's cool. That sound's still like as a sound effect, it's still there, even though you're not having a whooshing ghost at you. Which would have been way more impressive than the knight throwing his axe at you.
Wherever you dwell, give us a hint by ringing the bell.
Just us again, right? Nobody's here. Well, all of our friends are.
Right. There's 240 of us in the seance room.
The spirits, wherever they're at.
It's wild.
This is pretty awesome.
It's acting class on lost. It's like.
Yeah, losing a doll or a plush or a something is devastating for most kids, you know. But there we go. Last one's on the mansion. I've never done that before.
I've never done it here before. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was not expecting that to happen.
Were you taking pictures inside doors? You know you weren't.
Where hinges creak.
Did you just say the door just creaked?
I said that where hinges creak.
Where hinges creak. That had a door in that chamber though. Look at the moon's out. Not too bad.
Oh, that was.
The mummy's whereabouts are under wraps. That's a good one. There she is. In all her glory.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah. So Kate, you know, happy Carpe Diem day where we straight up just finished off at the mansion, like our favorite place ever.
Just us.
Just us.
Creep in the mansion. It was
Creep
so
in the
great.
mansion, yeah.
This was the best day I think I've ever had in Magic Kingdom.
There was a lot of big moments. I still have to, that Tink moment on the PeopleMover is hands down one of the greatest moments ever.
That was great timing. That was all you, man.
Yeah,
you
that luck.
That out.
A little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. We got there. Kate, I feel like we got to wrap our Carpe Diem day here. What people want to get in touch with the Disney Cicerone? What do they do? How do they find you? How do they see you?
You can follow me, Disney Cicerone, at TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, also DisneyCicerone.com. That's where I write my blog. And pretty soon I'll be coming out with a book too. So
A
gonna
book.
Read that.
See? What are all the other TikTokers doing? You writing books? She's writing books. It's awesome. What's the book about? Give us a little sneak peek.
I'm writing 2 different ones. One is like a lot of my TikTok posts, I do obscure Disney history and then kind of tie it back to what Disney means to us in our everyday lives. And then I'm also writing a fiction novel that is a romantic suspense that's set in the parks. So it includes
That's
a lot
awesome.
of Disney history.
Oh, very cool.
Lots of Disney history. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's different than Kingdom Keepers, I'll tell you that much.
It's actually inspired by a lot of our TikTok community at
Ah.
large, but it's not about anybody in
Right,
particular.
right.
It's just inspired by my experience with a lot of live streamers and TikTokers and all the community.
Why not take things from real life experience?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, Disney Cicerone, and I'm Kirk, of course, from walruscarp.com. Hacks, snacks, and fun facts. We out. Bye.
Bye.